Right, so there are a couple of things we need to do while we're still in the Soul Sanctum. There's a geo chest and a Hallownest seal we'll need to collect and a grub we have to free. Here's the chest. Now we use the desolate dive on the cracked floor in order to break it. There's a short mistaken folly gauntlet we'll have to complete before continuing. And now another desolate dive. Just above is the Hallownest seal. Once we get it, the only thing left is to free the grub on the left. In order to get to him, we'll need to climb back a bit and use another desolate dive on the cracked floor. However, since there's another cracked floor below the first one, and because we can't cancel the dive, we'll end up at the bottom of the Soul Sanctum where all the bugs used in the experiments end up. After we deal with a few more mistakes and follies, we have to loop back around to get to the grub. Hitting the switch will open this door and give us quick access to the previous room. Now we'll just drop down the hole while sticking to the wall so we can get to the grub. And with that, it's time to leave the Soul Sanctum for now. We need to go a bit to the right, and after a couple of desolate dives, we'll find ourselves near the entrance. All that's left is to go down a couple of elevators and exit the Soul Sanctum. Unfortunately, we're a little short on geo, since we need 1800 in order to buy the Womb of Why Lantern and continue our journey. Which is why I'll just quickly use the bench and then head back and visit the Relic Seeker so I can sell the vendor items and raise enough geo for the lantern. Thankfully, we have enough to be able to afford the Womb of Why Lantern, and we won't have to waste time grinding geo. Now we can simply quit and restart the game from the bench, which we can then use to warp to Dirtmouth. With the Womb of Why Lantern in hand, we can use the stack to travel to the stack station in the Forgotten Crossroads, and then head towards Crystal Peak. Before going to Crystal Peak though, let's make a quick detour and visit Salubra. We have enough geo to buy a charm notch from her. With it, we can afford to use the grub song charm as well. Okay, now we can continue towards the Crystal Peak. We could save some time by bench warping to the stack station, but it's not that far away by foot either. It's also a good idea to use this time to kill some more enemies, since we're pretty low on geo currently. Now we just need to head straight up. Now we take the right exit. Here we can visit Maiwa for the last time before she loses her sanity. And after that, we should take the elevator above her. The entrance to the Crystal Peak is through this crumbling floor we can break by using the Desolate Dive spell. Now we can head left and open the shortcut to the Forgotten Crossroads by paying the toll gate. Our first goal in the Crystal Peak is the bench in this area. It's all the way to the right of here. Be careful with the conveyor belts, the change in direction may catch you off guard. The husk miners have very deceptive attacks, both throwing their pickaxe and their slashes can be unpredictable. Okay, now we can go back a bit and start climbing the Crystal Peak mine until we reach our first grub in the area. In this room there's a conveyor belt challenge we have to complete in order to free the grub. Apart from being annoying to deal with, the husk miners actually drop pretty decent amount of geo. Okay, so here's the challenge. What we need to do is stick to the belts with the mantis claws and dash to the next one without hitting the spikes. Perfect. Now let's free the grub and open the gate. We'll continue our climb until we reach an exit on the left. We'll go through it in order to meet Cornifer. As a reminder, we can use spells in order to kill the crystal crawlers, and they drop a not insignificant amount of geo. But currently we don't have that much soul, and there are better places to farm them for the journal entry anyway. And here's the exit to Cornifer. After buying the map, we'll continue our climb into the next room, and then we'll travel right for a boss fight and another bench. The Crystal Guardian is especially easy if you're using the combo mods, but even if you're not, he's still a joke. Getting the bench here is very convenient, as it gives us easy access to the upper half of the Crystal Peak mines. Let's use the bench, get back into the previous room and continue our climb. Just above us is the shopkeeper's key we'll need in order to access all of Sly's inventory. In this room, first we'll get to meet Quirrell again, and then we'll start going right before dropping down again. Currently we can't go through the exit on the right since we don't have the Monarch wings, so let's drop down and collect the Wanderer's Journal. This is a great area to farm Crystal Crawler kills, as they are perfectly lined up for Vengeful Spirit casts. And since the bench is nearby, you can quickly respawn them. Next we'll go through the bottom right exit. I killed the Glimback mainly for building some soul so I can heal up. We are nearly at our next ability, the Super Dash. All we need to do is complete the platforming challenge and then pass the wooden bridge. This part of the platforming challenge can be annoying as the timings are rather tight. It's not too difficult though, and with a little bit of patience you can get past it. Conveniently there's a soul totem we can use to refill our soul. And we're done. The Super Dash is within our grasp. Now let's go back left until we get to the entrance of the room. Before exiting, there's a grub we need to save here. Climb the wall above the exit and use the Super Dash in order to reach the ledge with the grub. Now we can go straight to the left until we reach a tunnel right below the exit where Cornifer was. Before we do that though, let's explore this room a bit more. There's nothing essential here, but we can use the geo. If you have the patience, the best way to deal with the crystal hunters would be to wait for them to shoot the crystal and then attacking them. There's a small crusher challenge we should complete so we can free another grub. It would also be convenient to complete it in case we need to go through here again, since we can stop the mechanism after freeing the grub. And now we can finally get back to the main shaft. There's a breakable wall on the left side we can destroy in order to access another tunnel. We'll make a quick super dash here and then we'll need to make a few more. For the next ones we'll have to time the laser beams. The window is rather generous, so don't worry about it. And we've nearly reached our next charm, Deep Focus. Now we need to go back to the main vertical shaft and go to the tunnel Cornifer is in. It's best to just use the super dash here. Now a quick climb and we'll lift through the upper left exit. Here we'll just use the super dash again. And once more. And again. One last time. Before continuing further to the left, there's a group we can free in this room. This one is a mimic. The real one is beyond the breakable wall on the right. Now we can exit the room and continue with another super dash to the left. Activating this elevator will give us easy access to Dirtmouth. Once we do this, we'll have to go back into the Crystal Peak mines and travel to the connection with the resting grounds. Alternatively, we could save quit and restart back at the Crystal Guardian bench, saving us quite some time. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure we would have restarted at the golem we've obtained the Crystal Heart from. And that would have saved us even more time. But that would also mean less geo and less kills for the Hunter's Journal. In any case, it's not that long of a trip. Like I said, the miners have deceptively long range. There's a geo chest at the end of this crusher challenge if you want to get it, but let's first go save another grub for now. Clearing this room will net us a good amount of geo, but ultimately we need to go through the right exit. Since it's nearby, I'll also use the bench just in case of a crash. And now we can finally continue on our way to the resting grounds. There are a few platforms we'll have to traverse in this dark room, but the real challenge is the crystal hunters. Their projectiles are incredibly annoying to deal with here. My advice is to ignore them and head straight to the exit on the right. There is no point in going to the crystallized mount right now, so we'll just drop down to the resting grounds. Now we'll head right until we reach the Monument of the Dreamers. After getting trapped by the Dreamers, we'll have to do some easy platforming so we can get the Dream Nail and escape this place. Like I said a while back, really wish I had the reflexes to be able to wall jump on the platforms consistently. Now that we have the dream now, it's time to wake up and talk a bit with the seer. Now let's go out and try our new ability. Hey guys! I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see more from this game, you can check out my playlist over there. If you like my content, please press the like button, and if you have any comments, opinions or suggestions, I would love to hear from you in the comment section. Thank you for spending your time with me and hope to see you again next time. Until then, have a good one.